I'm going to show you now how to do an organic column wave that will be perfect every single time, okay? Now, a lot of people are using the knot lamp stands from IKEA, and you know, they're very good, but the problem with these is they're actually quite small, the base is quite small, so they can fall over quite easily. So, we showed you in one of our other videos how to attach the base to a piece of wood, and I strongly suggest you do this because this way it will just not fall over at all. Okay, so I'm just going to put this down here, and I need 5 of the standard IKEA poles. I'm just going to screw these into there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, which makes it about my height, so it's about 6 foot tall. Okay, now here I've got a 2 meter length of aluminium rod. Okay, and this is what we're going to bend to make the wave. And it's quite easy to bend. You know, you can just bend it with your hand. Or if you struggle with that, just sort of put it into the corner and press down. So I would bend it one way, and then I bend it the other way. So it kind of makes like a wave shape, like that. Okay? I'm just going to put this one down because I've got one that I've already made and tested, so I prefer this one. Okay, so this is exactly the same that I made earlier. It's again 2 meters in length. Now this just goes into here, okay, and this will keep on going down until it gets to the bottom of the top pole. Okay, you can hear it there. Now obviously I want to keep it in place, and the best thing to use, in my opinion, is duct tape. So cut a piece of duct tape. Like so. And then just tape this around here. Okay. And then I normally do it again. Okay, and one last time as well. I always think with duct tape, just use loads of it. You just want to make sure your aluminium rod is definitely not going to come out, like so. Okay, with organic displays, they say all the balloons should be different sizes, you know, kind of like just random. So you kind of almost don't use a sizer, but personally I do use a sizer. I find it works a lot better, you know, because you kind of want to have a formula to work out how many balloons that you're going to use. So we're going to do 24 quads altogether. Okay, we're going to do some of the balloons to 9 inches, some to 8, some to 7, and some to 6.5. Okay, now we're going to use a sizer, which I've got over here, apart from for the 8-inch balloons, of which here, you see I've got the 2 chairs. I've actually measured 8 inches between the 2 chairs, so I'm going to use that as my 8-inch sizer. Okay, we're going to use a chrome balloon, and I'd just like to say this as well. I like to keep the colours quite simple. I don't like to use too many colours because I kind of think it can make it, you know, not as effective by using too many colours. So we're going to get 2 chrome balloons. These are kind of like the pinky chrome balloon. A good tip is to overinflate them and then size them, because that makes the balloons go a little bit more rounded. Okay, so 9-inch and 9-inch, and then just tie them individually. You don't tie these together. Okay, so just tie them individually. I'm just going to put them on the floor. So then I've got 2 balloons to 9 inches. Now I'm going to get another chrome and a regular pink. Okay, and again I'm going to size these to 9 inches. again, 9 inches and 9 inches and tie. Okay. So there I've got 4 balloons now to 9 inches. Now I need exactly the same again, but this time to 8 inches. So get 2 chrome balloons. So you've got a chair, which is set to 8 inches. So there's 1. And there's 2. Again, tie them individually. And then the same again. So another 2. To 8 inches. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my sizer for my 7-inch ones. And again, I'm using the 11-inch balloons all the way through. So 2 chrome, 7 inches. And again, tie them individually. And the final 4 are to 6.5 inches. Okay. So there's my 6.5 inch sizer. Again, just to recap, I've done 4 balloons to 9 inches, 4 to 8 inches, 4 to 7 inches, and 4 to 6.5 inches. Okay? And what I suggest you do is just get your balloons like what I've done here, just put them all on the floor together, and then just get any 2 random balloons and tie them together so they make a duplicate. I'm not bothered about the colours, I'm not bothered about the sizes. I'm just grabbing the first 2 balloons that I see and I'm tying them together. Okay, and this should give me 8 duplets, which I'm now going to turn into 4 quads. So just put one on top of the other, flip it around so it makes a quad. Same again. So there are my 4 quads. And all you need to do now is just repeat this exact process 6 times, so you've got 24 quads altogether. Okay, just before we get going on this, I'm just going to cover the end of the aluminium rod because it can be a little bit sharp and jaggedy up there. So here I've got a 260Q modelling balloon. I'm just going to cut the end off. Got my trusty step ladders, so I'm just going to go up here and put this onto here. Okay. I just want to say that I am going to use the step ladders for this video because it makes it easier to film, but you don't really need them, to be perfectly honest. You can just, pull this over and, do what you need to do. So, back up here I've got my 24 quads, okay? I'm just going to empty them onto the floor. That should be it. Now, I do this kind of in two sections. So the first section is when we're doing the pole, and the second section is when we're doing the aluminium rod. Now, when we're doing the pole, I kind of like to do this as though I'm doing a column, okay? So I work in duplets. Okay, so I'm just going to crouch down here. So I get my first duplet and I put it on the pole into my body, and the second one goes away from my body and I push it down. That's it. Okay, same again. Into my body and then away from my body. Now you see I've got a pink balloon there. I'm going to try and get my next pink next to it. So I've got like a little cluster. Okay. And the thing to remember with this, you can move them all around afterwards. There you go, so there's 6. Now I'm going to get another 6 quads. So again, onto the floor. So again, into my body, and then away from my body. If you notice, I'm not at all bothered about where the colours are going. I just know it'll all come right at the end. And that's great. So I'm about halfway through. So I'll get the next 6 quads. And like I say, if I wanted to, I could sort of pull this over so it kind of goes onto the floor. I'm not going to do that now because, like I say, it doesn't film well. So I'm going to get my step ladders. Now the way that I like to do it now I'm kind of onto the aluminium rod, is I kind of get my quad, okay, put it on like so, just put it onto the aluminium rod in between 2 balloons, then those 2 balloons, which I know you probably can't see, I just give them a twist which locks it in place. Same again, in between 2 balloons, give those 2 balloons a twist to lock it in place. That's 18 of the quads. And I'd just like to say this is why we need to have the big base on this. At this point now, this will be kind of starting to fall over. So I've got my last 6. I think I'm going to get one more onto there. That is perfect. So usually at this point I have 2 or 3 quads left, which I think I have got. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make like a little pillar. So I've got an uninflated 260Q modelling balloon. So I'm just going to tie this into the centre of a quad here. Like so. And then flat. Then get your next quad, put it on top. Like that. And then pull it really tightly and wrap around with your 2 balloons. Like so. And then I've just got exactly the same again. Wrap it around once, wrap it around twice, and then tie it off, okay? So kind of I've just got a random, organic, mini pillar, okay? Now I'm going to use my uninflated modelling balloon. Again, I'm back onto the ladders. I'm just going to tie it on just about there somewhere. I'm going to try and tie it nice and tightly. Take that the front like so. Now at this point, you know, I often kind of mess around with it to kind of make it change direction, but that's pretty much perfect. Okay, now we're just going to cover the base, okay, and you've really got 2 options. You can either use fishing line or uninflated modelling balloons, and I prefer to use the uninflated modelling balloon because it doesn't cut into the balloons like what the fishing line can. Here I've got my 260Q modelling balloon. I'm just going to tie it onto this chain of them where I've already got 4, okay, so I'm just going to do a knot and then another knot. So I've basically got 5 260Q modelling balloons all tied together. Obviously, if I need more, I'll just add more. Now I'm just going to start off at the base here. Okay. I know you can't see, but I'm just tying my 260 around the pole. Tied onto there. Right here, I've got 24 balloons, I've got about 12 duplets. And all I'm going to do is wherever there's a gap that I don't like, I'm just going to put my duplet, pull my 260Q really tightly, and then tie it in place. Okay? Give it a good tug each time. Same again here. I might not use all these balloons, by the way. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So again, I'm just going to put this one into here. Wrap it around once. Wrap it around twice. Same again here at the front. There's a pink balloon there, so I'm going to put another pink next to it. So I get a little bit of a cluster effect. That's great. Now I'll probably gain your way, but I'm going to move around to the other side and I'll bring my balloons with me. So again, here, figure it out. And again, by using the 260Q, you're not very likely to pop a balloon because it doesn't cut into it. So again, that one there. Okay. And the thing to remember when you come to do this is, you just do a few, you stand back, you make sure it looks the way you want it to look. Pretty much don't worry about it until the end. So again, I can see there's a little bit of a gap there, so I'm now just going to finish off this side. There's kind of like a gap down here. If I can just show you this, if you don't want to use a 260, all you need to do is just get your duplicate, pull it apart, and then you can just wrap it around the single balloon. And that works well as well. So the same again here, just get your duplicate, pull it apart. And just keep on adding until you're happy. Okay, just to completely finish this off now, here I've got 10 balloons. I've just got a 260Q modern balloon, cut it in half and tied the two ends together. Okay, and I'm just going to use this, if there's any little gaps that I don't like there, I can see a gap there, I definitely don't like that. So I'm just going to get my balloon, just put it through there and wrap it in. So the gap is now completely filled up. Same again here. So I put this one into here. Okay. So basically just kind of keep on adding balloons, Sometimes less is more. There's a gap there I don't particularly like. Okay. Yeah, I think I quite like that now. That's great. And again, I might add sort of some more later on. Now here I've got the same thing. I've got about 10 gold chrome balloons. And these are just kind of like, feature pieces. So again, I'm going to put one here at the front. And the other one I kind of put to the side there. These are a bit like baubles on a Christmas tree. So again, get your 260Q, good stretch. And this is kind of what makes it organic as well, these kind of random bits that stick out. I think I might put that there. Okay, so now I'm back onto the step ladders. So again, I'm going to put one about here. this one here, I think I'm going to have two together, just to make it stick out a little bit more. And then my final two chrome gold balloons, I'll put them near the end. Okay, I actually think I'm quite happy with that. Okay, and now just one last thing, and again this is completely optional. I'd just like to finish this off with just a little bit of greenery. I kind of think the green really complements this colour as well. So here I've got some fake flowers, and you know you can get these anywhere now, and they're very, very realistic. Okay. I'm not actually going to tie this in. I mean, if you wanted to, you could use a 260Q. I'm just going to wrap that into there. Okay. I'm just going to keep on going round. Take this to the back. And I don't really want to go all the way to the top. I just want to add a little bit of green to the kind of bottom section. Okay, it's quite common right at the very end to kind of add a sort of big sort of centerpiece balloon. Now, I don't know if you can see, but down there I've added a gold orb. So here I've got a 3-foot balloon, and these are again quite nice when they're tied in. Personally, for this display I think it's quite elegant, so I've got to go with the gold orbs, and I've got a gap over there. So I've just got my 260Q modeling balloon, and I'm just going to tie this around the balloon on the pole. And again, with your big feature balloons, I would have them at the bottom of the display rather than put them near the top.